Follow the freaking birds. Follow them. Because they're trying to tell you something, man. Or woman. The birds, the animals are our guides. They are here to help point us in the direction that we need to go for our highest good here. We think we have this idea that we're separate from nature, that we're separate from the bird flying, that we're separate from the tree next to us. This is all an illusion. It's a complete illusion to keep you feeling small. Everything is connected through the web of life. Everything is one thing pretending to be a multitude of other things. So everything is connected. When you see a bird, it's not just there to be flying around. There's a message these animals are trying to convey to you. There's a message nature is trying to get through to you for your highest good here. So look at it this way. If you have pets that come to you out of kind of nowhere sometimes, especially with cats. This is a little bit more with cats. There's this thing called like the cat delivery service or something in that ballpark where cats, there's some higher power involving where a kitten just gets thrown into your path somewhere and it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm taking care of this little baby kitten now. That happens a lot with cats. And if you look at it from a wider perspective, like ancient Egypt, they used to worship cats because they're a sentinel for a higher consciousness. They're like a watchtower for a higher consciousness. They are here to help you. They come to you when you are in need. And a lot of time cats represent protection, spiritual protection. And there's a lot of stories of cats like going into the night and coming back completely ravaged and destroyed. I mean, they're still alive, but they're hurt. And a lot of these stories have to do with that. These cats are fighting off negative entities to protect you. And then they come back in the morning and the sun's there to protect them. So they are here to help you. And there's an odd connection between ancient Egypt and cats. So if you listen and watch the animals in nature, if you just sit out in nature and you just pay attention to the birds flying over you, where the breeze is blowing and the patterns that you start to see, you can start to play with the patterns and extract a meaning from them. And that's important. That's kind of what these animal sightings are for. Like if you see a certain type of animal, there's a certain archetype that is represented with that animal. So if birds keep flying around you, and if you especially see like eagles or hawks, things like this is your higher self explaining that you need to look from the perspective of the bird. Have a detached point of view from your body to where you're above your body and you can see all, and you move from this body now. You move to where the birds are and you bring that information from the birds down to your physical reality. But they're a representation of higher divine consciousness. And so, and especially the number of birds you see, like this is very Native American kind of thinking here. And I've watched something from the Hopi tribe actually that explained bird sightings and what they mean for the direction that they're flying at you. So if a bird flies, rare, and I mean like they're close to you, like holy cow, that bird almost took off my head or something like that. If a bird flies this direction over your head, it comes from the forward of you and goes back. If this is happening and you are going somewhere, that bird, that higher consciousness working through that bird is trying to tell you, don't go that way. Don't do whatever you're about to do. Go the opposite way. Whatever is there for you is not for your highest good. And that's what these animals are looking out for you for, your highest good. So be careful. If you see a bird flying directly over you, if it comes forward, goes up over your head, take that as you will and interpret it yourself. That's very important, to interpret it yourself and not just be like, oh, okay, Zach said to, if it flies this way, Zach said to not do it. No. You need to play around with it more. You need to figure out what these sightings mean for you more. So let's think of this opposite way now. If a bird flies from the back of you and goes forward over the back of you, that means that you are divinely protected on this mission. Go forward. This is your path. This is where you're supposed to be heading now. If a bird flies from the side of you and comes over your vision this way or this way, but it's this direction, that means to proceed with caution. That go ahead, but be careful with what you're about to do here, because things could go good or go bad for you here. But remember, you can turn any bad situation into a positive situation for you, because you realize that this bad thing is for my highest good, which then transmutes that instantly into a good experience for you. And if at the base of it, that at least just shows you what you don't want. And that can be extremely helpful, just to show you it'll show you something, be like, oh, no, I don't want that anymore. And you get to choose that. So, another interesting bird that I've seen a lot recently with my own personal journey and experience is the blue heron. It's kind of like a stork looking thing with the big strong like little beak thing, but they represent spiritual mastery because they're almost exist in like 3 different planes. When they're walking in mud and in creeks and streams, their feet are in the earth, they're in the dirt. They are in the material plane. Feet in the mud, man. And then their body represents a slightly higher consciousness of physical reality. And then above that is their bird head, their bird consciousness, which represents higher spiritual connection, higher spiritual knowledge, divine knowledge, universal truths. So this bird represents all 3 things. And I keep seeing the bird a whole freaking bunch, dude. And it's not a common bird by any means, especially, or at least where I am. It's not extremely common to see them. But I've seen them so much recently that I can't not put some sort of meaning to it. And that's what I want to convey to you, is that if you keep seeing repeated things happening, something's trying to talk to you. Don't discredit these repeated things that keep coming up for you, especially numbers. Your guides and your higher self speak through these synchronicities to you. Like if a bird comes over you and you have a moment with that bird, that's a synchronicity that's sent from a higher plane to show you or help you in some capacity. It's all connected. It really is all connected. So, and especially with dogs too, dogs represent also protection of the physical plane. Cats are more protection in the spiritual plane, but dogs protect you in the physical plane. And dogs are very important for you because they bring a lot of joy to us and they're here to help us. But we need to understand that these things are an extension of a higher source. So you need to treat these animals with love and respect. Treat them like they're yourselves. I sing to the birds out in my backyard all the time now, and there's a few certain birds that stay here that I'll come out here and I will start like kind of dancing and screaming to them, and I'm like, show me what you got, kind of thing. And they'll start flying around and doing these crazy dips and dives, and I tell them like, dude, you guys are awesome, that's like a cool maneuver, man, like look at that, that's freaking sick, man. And I have fun with these birds, and they hang around, and it's an exchange. And I feel like when I do this, I'm a part of something much bigger than myself, and it brings me joy to feel like I'm a part of something big, and I'm not just this small thing. I get to have fun with the animals, and the animals want to have fun with me now, and that's like such a cool distinction that's happened in my life. So remember, animals are guides. Listen to them in nature. Follow them. See where they lead you. Go out into nature and just relax. Listen. Pay attention to the breeze. Pay attention to the animals around you. See what common themes keep appearing for you, because something is trying to talk to you through these animals. And it's for your highest good. Thank you for coming here today for this message. I hope this brought some clarity to your situation. Remember, you don't have to listen to me as I am speaking truth here. This is my perspective. I'm just sharing this with you. You don't need guides. You need to find your inner spark. And I hope I can lead you to finding that inner spark within yourself. And that's all I want to do, is help you find your connection to source, and then I dip out. I'm out. You don't need me anymore after that. And if somebody does tell you you need them to get to a certain place, they're lying to you and they're trying to manipulate you. You don't need anything but yourself and your breath. And no one can take those two things away from you. So go with peace. Have some fun with the animals around you. Thank you for being here. Have a beautiful day.